another fine day of potential rain, but I mean, it started to rain for a second and then it stopped. But if you look around, let me flip this around. There is just a ton of puddles and the clouds aren't looking so forgiving. I mean, they don't look that bad on camera, but they are definitely dark. So kind of have to deal with that. Let me get out of the way of this puddle. But the place that I want to go to is actually right there. The biggest problem is that there is a locked gate. So I'm going to have to navigate that in some way, shape, or form. I'm thinking, forgive me, thinking about just jumping the bitch, to be honest. It's kind of the only undercover spot, and honestly, is it really that big of a deal if I just hop the fence real quick? I personally don't think so. Let me make sure that all my equipment can fit through the fence, just so that I don't have to like carry all the stuff with me when I jump. I don't know how in trouble you can get in this area for, you know, hopping a fence, but honestly, I don't mind kind of figuring that out, because I'm not damaging any property, I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm just kind of using the park and its facilities. So at least that's how I see it. I mean, obviously people see it differently every single time, but oh yeah, this little spot looks pretty forgiving, pretty nice. I can probably squeeze that shit through. Big old wet spots, stuff like that. Let me kind of walk around and see if there's like a easier way of going about it. But it's been raining the past couple days, so everything grass related is pretty much a no-go, which is a pretty big bummer. But it's not like there's a lot of grass spots anyway. Most everything is kind of concrete based, so I mean, it is what it is. Go to like a playground that's maybe under some cover, but even then, into the playground, so probably not the best of ideas. But I don't know, I did see like a security service van or whatever drive by at some point, but I don't know, I feel not too worried about it, to be honest. I mean, should they kick me out, of course I'll leave, no problem, but I'll tell them to open the fence for me, so I don't have to jump back over. But other than that, I mean, what else can they really do? Hey, leave. Okay, no problem, my bad. Like, I'm not breaking anything. I'm not like doing drugs. They could check my bag if they really wanted to. Like, nothing I'm doing is bad, so. But yeah, you can probably hear the squelching. And, you know, I kind of ditched going to the gym today so that I can jump around. It's pretty hot though. It's very hot, even though it's so wet. So, well, there's another fence. Kind of looked like maybe I could squeeze through it. Or at the very least, my camera gear can definitely fit through that. Just fucking clay. All right, well, let's kind of fuck around with this, see what happens. All right, change of plans. I couldn't get over the fence properly. I tried, there's too much traffic and my feet are insanely slippery. So if I did try to do like a reverse cat leap on it, I'd probably just slip and fall and hurt myself. My fence climbing days, never even had them. If I was better at it, or if I had dry feet, I could kind of finagle my way through, but unfortunately, I'm not very good at that. So I kind of gave up. And there's way too much traffic. Every time I got up, there'd be like 3-4 cars that came by. So I don't think it's worth it. Like, the juice is not worth the squeeze kind of thing. So I just kind of gave up. Said whatever. So we're gonna walk around and try and find like a different spot. And it's not raining right now and the clouds are parting. So I think it'd be better if I just found a spot that is open and just kind of work with it from there. I think that's probably like the best answer that I got. So we'll kind of do that. we'll go from there. But yeah, as you can tell, there's just a fuck ton of cars, but none of which are stopping to do anything active. They use this as like a throughway, which I find kind of interesting. Oh look, the cops are over here. So I wonder if they'll... Oh no, the lights are on. I wonder why. They're not turning around or anything. So hopefully they kind of realize that I'm not a problem. But they're kind of zooming past. So I wonder if someone did call already. And since I'm not doing anything illegal besides walking down with a gimbal, I think they just gave up. So I'm okay with that. That works for me. There is another undercover spot with some tables right here, and the fence is lower. I wonder if I can maybe find a better way of getting over the fence. Not a bad idea. I mean, the fence is definitely lower. There is something tied to the fence, some kind of lock box, which is kind of interesting. It's like zip tied here. I wonder if I could open it. I wonder if there's like a way that you could open it. But, I mean, that's not a bad deal. Huh. Maybe I'll try this one, because I can actually dry my feet right here. I can just hop on over. I don't see the cop anymore, so. I mean, let's kind of work it out. Let's see. The cops are back, so I'm just gonna sit here. So I'm not sure if they're completely visible, but I think they're just directly ahead, right there. So, unfortunately, no fence climbing currently. Good thing I did a fucking 360 before I decided to do anything. Yeah, that kind of ruins that plan. Well, there are 2 benches over closer toward the police officers, so I think I'll go do that until they decide to leave. So, that's not a bad idea to me. Ugh. I wish they'd let me in, because it's so humid out here that I'm fucking sweating my ass off if I haven't even started moving around yet. But because for some reason this city decides, hey, anyone wants to be active, you could either use a soccer field or nothing. Unfortunately, the soccer field doesn't have anywhere undercover. They kind of expect people that like soccer to just enjoy being fucking baked alive. So, I guess I'll go do that. Hope for the best, really. I think the funniest part about all of this is that I probably look like a crazy drug addict. Like, I'm just wearing normal clothes though. But I'm carrying a gimbal, talking to a camera, and moving around. I see them, I stop, I sit down, I wait, see if they go by. They don't. They probably watch me stand up, walking toward them. It's kind of funny. So, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Probably look crazy, but they're probably used to that. That's probably why they're standing there and they're just waiting. All right, well, another bummer is that even the benches here are wet. It's fucking warm water, by the way. It's kind of crazy. But that also means that the wood is kind of warped. And that would break. So now, I had to walk all the way back down there in the sun because this godforsaken town doesn't believe in any shade at all. So now we're fucked. I'm a bummer, but they're moving, so we'll kind of see where they go. The brake lights are tied to their actual lights, so that's kind of interesting. They're like just using that to scare people. Also, let me point out this. Weed, man. Weed's illegal here. It's like a, whatever the biggest class felony is. Someone had a bond of $1 million because they decided to try and get themselves some weed. I think that's pretty funny. So that's kind of a big bummer. But they're leaving. And I hope they're gone forever, because I am hopping that fucking fence and I'm sitting under the shade. And if they have a problem with it, well, I'll kind of deal with it from there. But it is so fucking hot. I'm gonna burn. I'm a little red already, but that could also just be because I'm sweating. So, that is what it is. Looks like they're moving to a different spot just to be a fucking annoyance. Which means I'm gonna have to walk in the hot until I get to another shaded spot. Unfortunate. It's so interesting to me to be in a town where there is crime, very small amount of homelessness, lots of parks that are kind of meaningless, lots of baseball fields, very few soccer fields, and yet somehow everything's always so locked down and everyone's so upset about people being athletic. Like, you would imagine a park this big would probably have something that's like, hey, let me kind of open up and be a part of everything, you know? I don't know why exactly everything's so locked down and everyone's so upset. They can just open the baseball field. It doesn't matter. If people are using it, then they use it. If there's someone that has it reserved, then tell them, hey, it's reserved, you can't be here. But honestly, this is a soccer field that's locked up, so why is this soccer field locked up, but that one's not? Like, what makes this one special? Is it because it's new and it has that stuff in it? Because that stuff doesn't matter. If people break into it, you're able to figure it out. But the other one, it's just open and you just die because it's so hot. That's the only option. But at least this one, it's huge. It's like regulation sized. Like, look at that. So you're telling me no one can sit there and just use that area for why? It's Saturday. So just no one's allowed to have fun? But not only that, is the architecture in this area is so anti-walk. Like, this is our walking path. You don't get sidewalks. You don't get trees on the side. Look, there's trees right there. They obviously planted those. There are probably tons of trees around this area that you don't get. But I don't know, everything about this town is just so anti-parkour, and it bothers the hell out of me. Like, it bothers me to no end. Because not only is it just anti-parkour, it's just anti-fun. Like, no sidewalks, no shade, no architecture that's pretty to look at, let alone jump on. All their playgrounds are like ugly rubber ground instead of like maybe wood chips or pebbles. Like, there's no variety. It's like they only have like one person that designs the entire town. That person only cares about cars. And that's one of the biggest problems with like living in this area. Oh my God, it's so much better in the shade. Oh my God. I'm still sweating like a motherfucker. Watch, this cop is gonna probably switch places here in a second. Yep, look at him go. For why? Like, it's very clear that it was because I was there. And now that I'm not there, they're gonna move back to their original position. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Go help the public, man. Get out of here. Ugh. Let's stay here for just a bit. So I ended up just jumping this little tiny fence right here. And now I'm just standing in this little tiny bit of shade right next to this little spider. He has the right idea. But that sun is no joke. It is killer, especially with how humid it is. So I like how this turned from like a parkour adventure to just being a rant about how bad city infrastructures are for people who want to be athletic. And it's really kind of put a damper on my day, especially because I'm on fire now without even having to do anything. I haven't warmed up or anything. So I'm just kind of standing here just waiting for something kind of to happen, but there's nothing that's going to happen because guess what? I don't really feel motivated anymore. I was pretty hyped on coming out here. I was like, you know what? There's some tables. It's fucking cool. But now it's just like I have to fucking find this little spot of shade and just kind of hope for the best. With all this like rubble and concrete and just sadness. I'm like getting sunburned from I'm just walking back and forth. And honestly, jumping this small fence even is just like, it could get me in trouble, which is kind of stupid. But, I mean, there's like no clouds whatsoever. So now I'm kind of on my own. And I also don't know how the audio is because the gimbal, when it moves, kind of juts it. But, I don't know, just kind of a bummer. We'll see if I could think of something. Like, I don't know if I'm crazy, but the fact that they're chaining these things up, like someone's gonna come over the fence, not only over the fence, but over here, and then steal one of those and then throw them away, is absolutely ridiculous to me. Like, it's just anti-people. That's all it is. It's like this place doesn't know how to handle the general public. And it's really just like sad. So I'm gonna jump over and I'm gonna go over to that shade over there and hopefully find something to do. But we'll see, we'll see. That's a random complaint down. Why is this gate open, but the 15 other ones down there are not? So I jumped over the fence because I thought this wasn't unlocked, but it is. Why? Why is this one? Are they allowed to use this field? This field? But we're not allowed to walk in over there, okay. I try and be a relatively relaxed, kind of chill person at most points in time of my life. I get stressed over, you know, certain things that everyone else would get stressed over. But one of the things that like bums me out, and I try not to complain so much on the vlogs just because this is for like my own future and for future people wanting to watch later on, is that there's so many towns in rural America, and I don't expect every single town to be a metropolis. I don't expect it to be like Denver, Chicago, New York, LA, you know, all these other cities. I'm happy that there is a vast amount of grass and trees and all that. I'm happy about that. The problem with that is that the US is so specifically built for cars, and it's anti-people. And I know there have been exposés and news articles and people who are way more intelligent than I am talking about this kind of stuff, but from a parkour standpoint, and this isn't just parkour, it's also skating, rollerblading, just anything that is a hobby that is not hunting, baseball, soccer, like pretty standard stuff. Like even if you look, I don't know if I can do it justice, but that's all for pickleball and tennis. All of that. From somewhere over there all the way down to over there. All of that is for one sport. And yes, there are multiple baseball courts, or fields, multiple baseball fields, multiple soccer fields. To build those, especially a soccer field, is negligible. You need 2 goals on either side and flat grass. And somehow even then they fuck it up. They put turf. They have so much grass here. They don't upkeep it. They don't know how to keep bugs out of it. So say you even wanted to just enjoy walking barefoot in the grass, doing some yoga, you know, doing something like, I don't know, a poi or martial arts or just anything that you could just be barefoot in the grass for. They somehow fuck it up. And it's so absolutely insane to me. It's just anti-people. That's what it is. It is anti-person. You have to be a specific group of people to enjoy this place. You have to have a car to enjoy this place. If you don't have a car, you can't walk places here. It's so far, and there's no sidewalk, there's no walking path, there's nothing, there's no public transport, nothing whatsoever that'll keep you from just baking alive or getting hit by a car. It is absolutely insane. And it just kind of traps people into this little like poverty bracket of the city. And if you're not at the upper echelon of the city, you're stuck here forever. And there have been people here that just have never even gone 2 hours away from their own hometown, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Especially because parkour doesn't require any form of architecture. It just requires free space, and there is no free space with obstacles. Like, you need an obstacle, obviously, and I can't even do tricking. If I wanted to be a tricker, I can't go barefoot in the grass. I will get eaten by bugs, roaches, red fire ants, and like spiders everywhere. And this is a public park. Just upkeep it, man. They don't have people that do that. Instead, they lock these gates randomly. Like, why is that one 2 feet away from me locked? The one 10 feet away from me is locked. The one 15 feet away from me is locked. But the one behind me is open. But all of those down like half a mile are locked. That doesn't make any sense. This is a fundamentally broken town that I'm trying to do parkour in, and it sucks. And then look, more police presence. Coming this way. I hope they stop here, because then I'm gonna point at them. Be like, look, the gate's open. Why are you here? I guarantee they would say something. Oh, how'd you get over there? Oh, this gate's open, but everyone else is locked. So fuck you.